Surveillance is showing heavy Foot Clan activity.
They're taking hostages.
Let's rock and roll. Go!
Woo! This is our city. That's what I'm talking about. Like shadows in the night, completely unseen.
What was that? It's a camera flash.
Well, first things, congratulations, because you guys are over 300 million at the worldwide box office.
Oh, you're up to speed, aren't you?
And you guys haven't even released it in all the countries yet, so how do you guys feel about that?
It's very exciting that that the movie is received not only in North America but worldwide. We've had an opportunity now to see the movie play in Korea and Mexico City and now in Australia. And the interesting thing is that although the language is very different, the laughs take place at the same place, that the humor translates, and that's been a very gratifying thing for us, because you can't check that while you're making the movie. You just have to actually put it in front of an audience and see how it works. So that's been.
You're not sure if it's going to travel. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing to watch that it does.
Is there one thing in particular about the film that you were surprised or not surprised that actually transcended throughout all the countries? Or is
the humor?
The humor?
Yeah, I mean, I think because that was the hardest thing in the movie. Whether you make horror movies or comedies, like the scares, the jokes, it's really hard to set up and the payoff for jokes or scares. And I think the humor in Turtles, you just don't know if it's going to travel. And like Brad said, in Korea, Mexico City, now in Australia, people are laughing in the same places, and it's great to see that the humor in this movie is traveling.
Have you seen the movie?
I have. I saw it last night.
The thing that also is surprising is that Raph's speech at the end.
Yeah.
People get moved by that speech,
That's right. It's got a great punchline too.
Right, it does.
It really does.
And so we had no idea how that was going to work, even in America.
Listen, it's in our process we usually test movies. When you're in post-production, this is an impossible movie to test because you don't have the visual effects. So how do you put a movie up like this in front of an audience and say, we need you to just forget that you're seeing guys in motion capture suits. They're going to be turtles later. And go enjoy.
Yeah.
Very, very hard to do. So, 2 weeks before the movie comes out is basically when we're finishing this movie. And it's no exaggeration. So very, very hard to judge. I mean, listen, you think it's funny, you think it's working great, but you don't have the ability to put it up in front of 400 or 500 strangers.
That's right.
And see if it's working.
Yeah, most of our other films, we test them 6, 7, 8 times. So we know exactly, we have a sense of what's going to happen. With this one, we didn't have that.
How many times did you really get to try
We
this
didn't
out?
get to test
at
this.
all?
No, you can't.
The effects were up to the minute. I mean, up to the film was still wet when it went out. It was crazy.
Give me the camera.
Ooh, look, he's doing his Batman voice.
Back off, Raph!
Do not say a word about this to anyone. If you do, we will find you.
Yeah, we'll find you. I'm sorry, that came across super creepy, okay? We will find you, though.
My sons, I have trained you your whole lives to protect the city above. But I fear you are not ready for its greatest threat.
Well, taking it back a bit, all the way back to when you guys had Kevin Eastman, the creator of TMNT, when you had him on board.
Yep.
What particular, creative path made you decide that we need him on board, and how much did he actually bring to the table?
Listen, this is a challenging project because everybody has a different starting point for their turtle knowledge, and everyone thinks that their starting point is the right one.
Yeah.
There are 4. There's the animated series, there's the film, there's the comic books, and then there was the animated series. So everyone comes to it with something different. We thought that the smartest thing to do would be to involve Kevin and have him guide us through the story so that we were touching everyone's backstory, but at the same time creating our own. So he was involved from basically the first day all the way through, and now that we're lucky enough to make a second one, he's going to be a part of that as well, because the only way to guarantee that we're going to maintain integrity is to have his involvement.
We're taking your armor to the next level.
Shredder.
4 turtles, one's fighting a robot samurai.
Come on!
Why not?
Oh, Neil, what are you doing? Yeah, that's good. Make sure you're getting everything.
In this day and age, it's all about the internet, and it's all about early opinions. How much did that have a hand in, or did it have a hand in what you guys decided in the end with the final product and the creative path? Or
listen, those critics, we can call them critics on the internet, are very loud, and sometimes they have some great information to share, and sometimes they're just spilling poison for the sake of getting a response, and it's hard sometimes to tell what they're doing. But at the end of the day, I think we got some really great information from the fans and things they were excited about and things that they didn't like. And the most gratifying part is when you go on Twitter the night the movie opens and the people who say, I didn't want to like this movie, but I loved it. I could, despite myself, I loved it. I mean, those are the best responses that we can get. So it's a mixed bag, but it's usually helpful. It's just painful to get through the help.
It is painful.
it would be a little painful. Anything in particular that you were that you had to scrap or that you had to change that you were?
We don't have that ability. No, you know, it takes too long to do the visual effects. You've got to commit and do it, and then you think hopefully you didn't mess something up. Right?
You know, just to wrap things up, so you've got the sequel green lit now. There's a hell of a universe to mine there.
It's unbelievable what those guys have created.
Yeah, quite a few characters that we are yet to meet. Are there any characters that you can say that we'll be meeting or that you're excited about introducing?
Well, we're just getting started, you know, talking about the sequel. The beauty of the canon is there's all these characters, and a number of them we wanted to put in the first movie that we just didn't have room for. So, you know, some of our favorites that we're talking about now are Krang, and, you know, Bebop and Rocksteady, and Casey Jones. Those are the 4 characters we're talking about.
Thank you so much. Can't wait.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
So they're aliens?
No, that's stupid. They're turtles.
Is there anything else we should know about them?
They're ninjas.